Hey guys, how's it going? Sean here, and this is quite a long video, as I realized after I did it, as I did go through every category and every perk and kind of read off what it does, and at times gave opinions or explained how it was in old games and how this works in this one. So, there is a gameplay following what I'm saying right now, and then when that ends, it's about 10 minutes of the video, there is a black screen as I go through the rest of it, because I don't have enough gameplay to render out 45 fucking minutes. It's actually like 20, 25, 30 minutes or so. Let's see, what's the exact time of this disaster? Yeah, it's about 20 minutes or so. But it's kind of long, so if you don't want to listen to all of it, you can skip to the end. I will try to put an annotation on the screen, but otherwise skip to like the last, 3 or 4 minutes where I give my final thoughts and whether it's a good or bad idea. Kind of there, I sort of bring everything back together and summarize. However, I hope that you watched the whole thing because I think I did a pretty good job of giving my opinion. And again, I apologize that there isn't gameplay for everything, but that would be a lot of goddamn gameplay. I will try to maybe throw some GTA in there or something to just kind of fill it for a bit, but I don't think I have enough to fill the whole thing and get through the week. So, again, apologies. Please enjoy the video, and I will see you guys in the video, because I already did it, and you will listen to it now. See you in the video! Bye! I will shut up before this becomes 45 minutes. Hey guys, Sean here, and welcome back to Good or Bad Idea. Today we're tackling the Create a Class / the Perk system, since the Perk system is a giant part of Create a Class, and I'm not talking about guns individually, really. Although there is that extra gun class, but I'm not going to really mention it. I'm not feeling too well today. I'm really trying to get through this video as happy and, as quickly as possible, so bear with me. Please share the video if you can. It goes up 10 a.m. Eastern every day leading up to Ghost. Back in the day, this got like 500 views, this series, and I know, I've killed my own channel by disappearing for periods of time, although I was in the hospital for a good chunk of that, so not totally on me, and I've been like miserable ever since. So not totally on me, but please share it. Twitter, Facebook, wherever you do stuff. Tumblr, I think. I don't know. What do you do on Tumblr? I don't tumble. I don't Tumblr. Okay, so we're moving on. So last year with Black Ops 2, Treyarch introduced the Pick 10 system, which everything was a point, and attachments counted as a point, guns counted as a point, secondaries counted as a point. You could have multiple perks. If you used, got rid of secondaries, you could have multiple perks in the same slot. Everything was a point. You got up to 10 points, and that is how you did it. So this year, with Infinity Ward's new Call of Duty Ghosts, they are sort of taking the Pick 10 system, but altering it. So things like attachments do not cost points. You get 8 points to spend on your perks, and there are, I believe, seven different categories for the perks. Instead of the 3 in the past, there are now 7. You can have up to 11 points if you choose to forgo a secondary weapon and equipment, such as like claymores and things. And so you get, it's basically Pick 10. The attachments don't count as points. You can have up to 11 points to spend on the perks. The perks all count for different amounts of points. So, for example, in the speed category, which is one of the categories, one of the slots that you get to pick a perk, Ready Up, your weapon is ready faster after sprinting. So I believe that was Steady Aim Pro back in Modern Warfare 3. Gave you your weapon quicker after sprinting. That is 1 point. However, Sleight of Hand, which allows you to reload quicker, like in every single other Call of Duty, that counts as 2 points. So if you choose Ready Up, you get 1 point. If you count Sleight of Hand, you get 2 points. Now, you can select both Ready Up and Sleight of Hand, as many as you want, up to the 8 points that you have, or 11 if you choose to forgo secondaries and equipment. So we're going to go through and we're going to talk about it, but before we get there, I just want to mention that I do believe that there's kind of a stupid half to this, and I'm not trying to be a hater, because I do like that they brought back sort of kind of Pick 10. It's sort of like Pick 10, but not really. But here's my gripe, is the reason attachments count as points in Black Ops 2 is because they added, that attachments help you reload faster. Like, there weren't perks for that stuff. They were all on the attachments, like you aim faster with this, you move faster while aiming down sights with stock. Like, they added these things so that, the attachments actually made a difference that weren't just like, oh, here's a sight on your gun or whatever. And so I kind of like that, because it was kind of illogical. Like, the attachments do make sense as opposed to a magic perk, which is kind of like a magic potion. So it made sense, and I think it made less clutter, because to me there's a bunch of clutter now. Like, there's all these perks and clutter, and it just, to have the, all the points go into the perks, basically, it's just clutter to me, and I think it made unnecessary confusion when they could have just simplified the system out and done it much similar to Black Ops 2. Sure, I think you could have changed that, like, a red dot isn't a point. So maybe you made that a sight instead of an attachment or something, like a different category for sights. That's my opinion. It's not a big deal. I just think they made a lot of extra clutter that they didn't need to. They basically broke pro perks and regular perks in half, took the effects of attachments away, and made it into the perk system. It's not a big deal, but it's just kind of a weird piece of clutter they added to the game that I don't think was necessary, and I think could confuse casual fans of the series. So anyway, we're moving on. The first category is speed. I already went over ready up and sleight of hand. Ready up, once again, quicker after sprinting, and sleight of hand, reload faster. Everyone knows that. Agility increases your movement speed. It depends on what weapon you have equipped. This is basically lightweight from previous games. Marathon is marathon from previous games. It gives you unlimited sprint, though, however. So marathon is important it would have been important in things like capture the flag back in the day. I assume the same will apply to things like blitz. And you can definitely use it in search and destroy strategically if you want to rush on offense or defense. Usually you rush on offense, but you could rush on defense if you want to, shock the offensive team. Stalker, it allows you to move faster while aiming down sights. Same as the perk was in Modern Warfare 3, and same as the stock attachment in Black Ops 2. Okay, so on to the next category, which is handling, and the first perk is Strong Arm. It's for 1 point. It allows you to throw equipment farther. It also allows you to cook grenades faster. Enemy frag grenades that are thrown at you can be thrown back easily by resetting the explosive timer. So, when a grenade's thrown at you, when you pick it up, it resets the timer instead of it potentially blowing up in your hand. So when it says it allows you to, cook grenades faster, I assume that that means it brings it up quicker and you pull the pin quicker on things like a frag grenade. I assume that it does not shorten the time, because then that would make your arm blow off quicker if you were cooking it to throw it somewhere. That's my guess. I don't know. So the second perk in this category is On the Go. That counts for 2 points. It allows you to reload while sprinting. So if you are sprinting, you can reload while doing it. In previous games, that would cancel out. I think that is interesting because on the one hand, you may want to do that sometimes, but on the other hand, I oftentimes use sprint to cancel a reload because the reload's going to take longer than I have because someone's coming around a corner. So that brings into question, did Infinity Ward bring back YYing? YYing, for those of you who don't know, would also be triangle on PlayStation, is the act of, while reloading, you double tap YY, so kind of you switch your weapon and then bring it back out really quickly because it cancels the reload animation. It's in Black Ops 2, it was in all previous games, but Modern Warfare 3, they changed it so the animation's a lot slower, and so it makes it harder to YY. You can still do it technically, it still cancels the animation, but it kind of puts the gun totally away and then brings it back out instead of this quick dash motion that it usually does. So if they bring back YYing, then you could potentially forego that perk. I don't know. It depends on the way that they do it, but I'm going to move on because I don't want to waste too much time on that. So Reflex is also for 2 points. You swap your primary and secondary faster, useful for players carrying a sidearm. Even though weapons like shotguns, LMGs are slow to bring up, it readies them more quickly. So you can use equipment also twice as fast, it's basically quick draw. If any of you remember quick draw, it's basically that, but it's called Reflex and it's for 2 points. So all of these are pretty standard as we go through, and it's basically the regular perk plus the pro perk from Modern Warfare 3, basically split in half. That's pretty much what I'm seeing so far. So Steady Aim, it's for 2 points as well. It increases hipfire accuracy on all guns by reducing the spread. Steady Aim is very useful if you're running around and you just want to spray from the hip. A lot of SMGs don't require Steady Aim because their spread isn't that big anyway, but it is at times useful, although I don't see me using it too much in this game. It really depends on how they do the guns and how the spread is on certain guns, but I don't think I'm going to be using it. And then they do have Quick Draw, which it's confusing to me because it's the same perk. It's 3 points. It's the pro version, I believe, of Quick Draw from Modern Warfare 3. So the other part was the things like Reflex were I think just the regular Quick Draw, and then Quick Draw here is the pro version of Quick Draw. I'm probably confusing you, but it's true. It allows you to aim down the sight of your weapon faster. So you bring up the gun pretty much instantly, from what I remember. So a thing like Quick Draw plus from the first category, let's see, Ready Up, which brings your gun up faster. A combination like that would allow you to bring up the gun quicker because it allows you to do it quicker after sprinting, and it brings up the gun quicker. That might be a good combination people might want to consider. So we're on to the next category, which is stealth. The first perk in the stealth section is called Takedown. It's for 1 point, and you take out enemies silently without revealing their location. Normally, downed opponents show the skull above their head. This does not show the skull above their head. Skull is eliminated. There is no skull. So that could be useful. However, like in a competitive setting in a tournament, everyone calls out when they die, so no one's looking for skulls, so it wouldn't matter. And a lot, they do put the skulls there, but a lot of times I don't notice the skulls too much. However, it could be useful, although I would probably not use it. However, it is only 1 point, so you might want to tack it on at the end if you don't have anything else you think would be useful for you, but I would say there's probably something better to use. Blind Eye, 2 points. Enemy air support and sentry guns can't see or detect you. It also makes you immune to oracle systems. So you can't be targeted, but you can still die from collateral damage from your teammates who don't have Blind Eye. So if the kill streak explodes somewhere near you and they saw your teammate, you can still die because it still hit you. Blind Eye, very similar to how it's worked in previous games, 2 points. Dead Silence is 2 points, which is not a lot of points for Dead Silence. I'm surprised here. So it allows you to walk, sprint, jump almost silently. We use Dead Silence a lot in competitive, definitely in Search and Destroy, and up to Black Ops 2, everyone used it on everything. CTF, every game type had Dead Silence. It's a big deal when players are wearing headsets like Astros. You can hear everything, and especially when people would climb in Black Ops 1, it was like jingle, 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 and like you could hear everything. Footsteps, it's just this like banging noise. It's definitely a big deal. It's only 2 points, which is pretty low, I think. I don't know. I think it should have been 3. But I don't, it's not going to be like a game-breaking thing. It's been in every game all the time. Incog. Yes, that is Incog. It's 3 points. It makes you resistant to enemy targeting systems such as recon, thermal, tracker sight, and motion sensor. So it's basically like cold-blooded. Incog also prevents the red name and crosshair from showing above you. So that is basically cold-blooded plus, I think, cold-blooded pro. I think both of them are combined into one Incog for 3 points. And then off the grid, 3 points. This is it again. Here we go. Off the grid is 3 points. It gives you immunity to SATCOM kill streaks and radar pings by not showing you on the radar. That is a perk that a lot of people have issues with, but Incog and Off the Grid are Blind Eye and Assassin from previous games, so they are back. They are back. 3 points each, though, so it's going to be difficult to combine them, as remember, you only have 8 points unless you forego secondaries and equipment, which then you have 11, but it would take up a lot of your points, and there are 7 categories. We are not even goddamn close to being done with this. So now we are on to Awareness, which is another category in this Call of Duty Ghost Create a Class system. The first in the Awareness category is Recon. It counts as 1 point. And enemies that are damaged by explosives are tagged and can be seen through objects for a short time. There is a perk like that in Modern Warfare 3. It may be Marksman, although I'm not sure. I think that shows your name at a farther range, but there is something where if you throw stuff and it hits them, they do show on the map and stuff. So it's basically that. We also have Scavenger, which causes enemies who are, it's 2 points, which causes enemies who are slain to drop ammo packs that you can pick up. These are blue packs. They replenish your ammo. I don't know why that's in Awareness. Awareness seems like a weird category for something like Scavenger to be in, because I don't know what makes you aware, but hey, whatever. Had to go in some category somewhere, right? So, next we are on to Amplify, which is 2 points. It makes all enemy sounds louder. So, their noise is like bang, 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 bang. When you have A40s on, I would imagine that is a big deal. It's 2 points. However, I believe it can be countered by Dead Silence. It does not say here, but it's one of two things. Either Dead Silence totally negates it, or Dead Silence and then someone against you with Amplify, you'll possibly sound like you have normal level footsteps. So like Dead Silence makes them pretty much silent, Amplify makes them really loud. It'll put it back to normal volume, I would imagine, if that's what they did. That should be the counter, although, hey, what do I know? I haven't played yet, and for all I know, it's glitched, and they meant to do one thing and they did another. That's happened before. Things like that have happened before. So, Sit Rep is also in this category. It's 2 points. Sit Rep causes enemy equipment and explosives to show as a bright red through walls at a short distance. So, Claymore through a wall, you can see it glowing in red. It's been in previous games. It's 2 points. And then Wiretap, which is 3 points. This perk allows you to deploy SATCOM kill streaks to hack, allows your deployed SATCOM kill streaks to hack enemy SATCOMs. Hack SATCOMs will work normally for the enemy, but they will also stack on your SATCOMs. So when you stack SATCOMs, if you have 1 and the enemy has 3, they stack as 4 SATCOMs for you. This gives you advanced UAV. So stack SATCOMs turn into advanced UAV for you. The other team won't know that you have Wiretap and that you've hacked them, but you putting down a SATCOM and they have 3 SATCOMs, you'll get advanced UAV now because your SATCOM hacks their SATCOMs. And this gets complicated. Needless to say, Wiretap will allow you to have advanced UAV. It's 3 points through the way of SATCOMs. I know. Didn't make a lot of sense, but we're getting there. And I've gone on very long, and I've cut 3 times, so I don't know how long this audio actually is. Moving on with the show. Resistance is the next category. The first perk in it is Resilience. So Resistance is the category, Resilience is the perk. 1 point, it gives you immunity to falling damage. You can still die from a lethal fall, but a non-lethal fall does not hurt you. So if you jump off a skyscraper, you're fucked. If you jump off a mini cliff, you're probably alright. So that is useful, although I don't know I don't know how useful. Depends on how high places on the map are and how badly damaged you get from falling out of them. Painkiller is 2 points, and the word painkiller stunned me and made me want to stab myself in the face. However, it's not as bad as you think. It allows you to regenerate your health faster. So you go hide behind a box for a second, your health will come back quicker than if you didn't have painkiller. It's not immunity for life. It is 2 points. That's a marginal amount of points for this, but it's enough amount of points, I believe. Painkiller is probably going to be useful. It depends, because like Modern Warfare 3 going back, it feels like the health regen time is like a day and a half. So it would be helpful in Modern Warfare 3, I feel. If the health regen is already quick, it might not be useful, but it might be helpful. So we're on to the next perk, which is Stopper. That is 2 points. This perk makes you flinch less when being shot by the enemy. It also reduces the amount of blood on your screen. So if you're getting shot, you will jerk around less, and there will be less red on your screen. That could work in 2 ways for you. 1, it would be helpful not to flinch, but 2, you might not know how much in danger you are due to the reduced blood. So depending on how they did that, you may not know that you're totally almost fucked if there's like less blood on your screen, because the blood is definitely an indicator of how fucked you may be. So I don't know. It could be a 2-way perk. It could fuck you over and help you. Hopefully your reduced flinch allows you to pick up the kill before you die and before you get in that danger zone, but you never know. So Tac Resist, 2 points. Tac Resist is a useful perk that allows you to be nearly immune to flash, concussions, and EMP grenades. Now, I don't know what they mean by nearly. Maybe you get stunned a little bit, or I don't know. Maybe if it's right on top of you, you get stunned a little bit. But so it's basically Tac Mask from previous games, which is good because they're bringing back EMP grenades, which makes me want to bang my head into a sharp, pointy objects. And we need Tac Resist. That's 2 points. And then finally, Blast Shield is 2 points, which slices all explosive damage you receive by over 50%, meaning that you pretty much anything but direct impact from a grenade or explosive will not kill you. You can stand there, C4, walk past claymores and frags and Semtexes, unless the Semtex sticks to you, probably won't do anything, and you will be totally alright. So that has been in previous games, nothing new there. And then on to the next category, which is Equipment. Extra Tactical, 1 point, gives you an extra tactical equipment slot. Extra Lethal, 2 points, gives you an extra lethal equipment. So tactical equipment is stuns, concussions. Lethal equipment, grenade, frags, things like that. So Fully Loaded is 2 points, gives you extra magazines for your weapon. I don't know how many extra magazines, but probably something like Bandolier has in the past. Extra Attachment is 3 points, allows you to choose an extra attachment for both primary and secondary weapon. That is helpful depending on the gun, depending on if you want to have a sight, but you also want something like extended mags, something like that. And then finally, a questionable perk. This one, this one is too much for me, but Danger Close, 4 points. Now, it is 4 points. That's a lot of points, although I'd rather it be like fucking 10. But it should be 4 to, like, 4. 4 is a minimum, but I'm thinking like 5 or 6. Increases explosive damage. An example is frag grenades have enough explosive power to take out players at the edge of the blast radius. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna trust you, Infinity Ward, but not very much. Modern Warfare 2 was a train wreck with grenades, and I don't need the bullshit. Hopefully, Blast Shield will definitely help with that, and so it's not gonna be like the fucking worst thing ever. But I don't know. I know you only get 8 points unless you forgo other things, but think about it. You could have 11 points if you forgo, your secondary and stuff, which, if you're going to run around with a grenade launcher, might not be that bad of an option. Scavenger works for grenade launchers, maybe? I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't, but it might. And I don't know. I don't know. That may be game breaking. I hope not, but, I mean, what other perks do you need other than Scavenger when you have Danger Close? Not many. So we're on to the next category as I go into a deep, dark pit. Elite, which is, I believe, the last category. Yes, it is. Elite is, well, it's very elite. So it's kind of a unique category in a way, but some things are not too unique. So the first perk in unique elite category, I've now made a new category, is Gambler. It's 1 point. It gives you a random perk, however, it can give you a random perk you already selected. There is a picture here where they have Strong Arm, I believe is the perk's name, and they get Strong Arm again from Gambler. So, although it could be helpful, I guess it could potentially just give you the same thing twice, and I don't believe you get twice the power, although that would be insane. Danger Close ×2! Oh no, please don't, please. I don't think it'll help you twice. I think it's just basically a waste. Hardline, 2 points, reduces the amount of kills required for any kill streak by 1. So that is how that works. I do not know, it does not say here if 2 assists count as a kill, like they have in previous titles. So that'll be interesting to watch, because it doesn't say anything about that here, but I would imagine it does. However, it does not say. Ping is 2 points. After killing an enemy, this perk activates a sonar ping, which reveals other nearby enemies. So, if you shoot somebody in the doorway, it goes ping, and it looks around the area, and it will put up the dots of other nearby enemies. So, if there's a guy next to the doorway, but he wasn't in the doorway, you'll know he's there now. So, I don't know. It's kind of a weird perk to have. I think that it could be obnoxious. Especially in, like, Search and Destroy, if someone gets killed and then the whole team's pinged over here, but I don't know. I think it's a questionable perk. That's all I'm going to say. On to the next one, which is Overkill. 3 points, allows you to carry 2 primary weapons. Very self-explanatory. You get 2 primary weapons, 2 assault rifles, 2 SMGs, whatever the fuck you want. 2 an assault rifle and an SMG, whatever. A lot of people usually, in past games, have paired a sniper with usually an SMG, but could be whatever. And then the last one is Deadeye, which is 5 points. Consecutive kills increase the chance of your weapon to cause more damage to enemies. Watch as I bash my head into a spike now. Spike, spike, spike. Okay, so it's basically every kill you get in a row, you get stopping power. Pretty much. It's 5 points. Good amount of points. But hang on, as I propose to you a world in where the world explodes. I put on Deadeye, I put on Danger Close, and I put on Scavenger. I may be an unstoppable soldier force from hell. It's possible. Because I'm going back up to see Scavenger's 2 points. So if I have the 11 points with excluding my secondary and my equipment, 5 points plus 4 points is 9 points, plus Scavenger is 11 points. Hooray! We just broke the game. I may have just broke the game. Please do not do that if you're listening to this video now. Please, 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 please. It is a lot of points, and without foregoing secondary and equipment, you would not have enough points really to pair it with anything too dangerous, unless you pair it with Sleight of Hand. Or, what's quick draw? Yeah, quick draw, the one that allows you, quick draw, aim down sights faster. Like, there are a lot of ways you can make this very dangerous thing. And in competitive, we usually, in Black Ops 2, forego secondaries and equipment, or at least equipment, or, we forego a lot of things to get dangerous dangerous items. I feel like that's going to be banned out of competitive. I think actually Elite as a category will be banned out of competitive because Gambler, Hardline would both probably not be allowed. Maybe Gambler, but maybe not. I don't know. I don't think Gambler would be allowed. Hardline would not be allowed. Ping would probably not be allowed. We allowed Overkill in Black Ops 2, but if we're banning 4 out of the 5, I feel like we might just ban the 5th just to make it easier to explain. Just Elite is not allowed. Just an easier explanation of the rules. So those are the perks in the categories that they belong in. I'm sorry if you've been watching a black screen or something of the sort, but I went on for a really long time because there was a lot of content in this video. Lots of things to discuss. So for the thing you all came for, what do I think? Is it a good or bad idea? Okay. So let's think. We got the Danger Closes, the young Danger Close. We got the young. What was the disaster called? What was it? What was his name? Deadeye. I'm sorry, I forgot Deadeye's name already. We got that. Let's see. Going through. Scrolling up. We don't got anything there. I don't think I had too many issues with anything else. So we got Danger Close and we got Deadeye, which I put big red X's over and star to hell because I think it's a disaster, and it's just, I think it's two things that just don't need to be there. Like, everything would have been fine without them. I was pretty okay with everything else. I think that Deadeye and Danger Close should both be 5 points. Deadeye is 5 points. Danger Close should be 5 points. You shouldn't be allowed to pair them together. I think it might be a disaster. We'll see. But overall, I'm going to say it's a good idea. Because we are here to question the perks if the perks were overwhelmingly negative. But we are also here to talk about the system itself. And I think that they did a pretty good job with the system. I think overall the system works. I think that the pick 10 system definitely could have done some things differently. Like, I don't think that the assault rifle or the primary weapon you choose should be a point. I think that should just be standard. I think secondary should be a point. I think that you can make an argument for a sight section that doesn't count as a point. Because some people just like red dots, and I think that the way Black Ops 2 did it, where the attachments were more like perks, that it almost makes sense to have the sights separate, because the attachments definitely need to be points because they're perks, but the sights aren't like the perks, so kind of, see what I'm saying? So you could exclude that, but then count that in. I think that it would have been better if they made the perks the attachments, because I think that made more sense. It was easier to kind of understand. I think this is a big... It's just going to be overwhelming for people. Like, there's just a lot of stuff. And from, like, a UI perspective, it's just a disaster, almost. But, and, like, the way that you explain, like, the best class in Call of Duty Ghost is to pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 12 million things. I think that gets complicated. But overall, I think it's a pretty good idea because it does incorporate pick 10, which I think is definitely a good idea. It sort of improves on it, although I would like Treyarch to reel it back next year and refine it just one more time by putting the perks back onto the attachments, because I think that makes a lot of sense. But maybe, like I said, the provision for a sight section, and then also having some perks that just can't be made into attachments. Obviously, some things can't be an attachment, but some of them as attachments, because I think it just cleans it up, makes the UI less of a mess. They kind of did that because there is basically attachments are now a sight section, but I don't know. Long story short, it's a pretty good idea. With the asterisk of Deadeye and Danger Close, we will watch them closely, see what I said, and see what happens. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Please be respectful about it, because I'm not going to respond to you if you're screaming at me and calling me an idiot, and I just won't take it. So, like the video, please share it on Twitter or Facebook, Pinterest. I don't know what that is, but I saw it, so fucking share it on there for, I assume, old ladies who use that. I don't know. Good or Bad Idea will be going up every day at 10 a.m. Eastern, leading up to Call of Duty Ghosts. So tune in tomorrow and the following days as we dissect the Call of Duty Ghosts and I give my opinions. I've given you my opinions on everything there is here, including things I think will be a disaster. We'll check back later in the year to see if I was right. Once again, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you tomorrow morning.